everybody, Jim here. Today I'm going to show you a few of the safety items I carry along with me when I'm traveling in my RV. First thing is this first aid kit. It's made for your automobile. If you have kids, you want to carry one of these. It's good for minor cuts, scrapes, bruises, bumps, insect bites, headaches, diarrhea, what have you. I'll show you what's in here next. Okay, let's take a look at what's inside the first aid kit. I've got most of it out here. You're going to get some burn cream, you're going to get some betadine antibiotic cream, a lot of these antiseptic wipes, some gauze pads, non-stick. You'll get a little bit of Tylenol, gauze you can wrap around, some big adhesive pads, and you'll get a little bit of adhesive tape, not too much. A little bitty roll like that. You get some drugs, you got Imodium and Tylenol. Inside, I left all the Band-Aids. I found as a camper you can never have too many Band-Aids. You also get this survival blanket. So a lot of problems occur because when people get injured, they go into shock. When they go into shock, their body temperature could drop, and the survival blanket would help you maintain a regular body temperature. You also get a small pair of scissors to cut your gauze, and some tweezers to remove splinters. So, the most important thing if you're camping, Band-Aids. Well, if you want to be prepared for a major incident, you need to get yourself one of these. This has a lot more things that are useful for dealing with stemming the loss of blood and major lacerations, amputations, and so forth. You usually are not going to have this kind of an incident when you're camping, but if you have a car wreck, you might find yourself wishing you had one of these. Okay, let's have a look at what's inside the more serious first aid kit. Inside, you're going to find, among other things, a Lumistick that can give you light, a pin, which on the other end has a glass breaker if you need to break the glass to get into a car. Okay, you're going to have a splint that you can unroll. You can put it on arms or ankles. You can tie it up then with the emergency bandage. There's 4 of them in here. So you can wrap the emergency bandage around the splint to stabilize a broken arm or broken leg. You've got gauze. This is a compressed gauze bandage, which you can use to help staunch bleeding. If there is bleeding, you've got rubber gloves to keep it off of you. This is a crepe bandage. I like how everything is packed away in these vacuum sealed pouches. Over here you have tourniquets, you have a pair of scissors, and this is something you could use to deal with a more serious injury, broken limbs, extensive bleeding. This is a kit I would recommend for that. Okay, so you've got your bandage scissors, and now you've got the bandage scissor holder, which you can fasten around your belt and snap it in place. And the scissors fit right. Scissors fit in like this when they're hanging off your belt. These are your tourniquets. You might ask, why did they put a pin in there? Because when you put a tourniquet on somebody, you don't want it to be on there forever. 30 to 45 minutes max. So you write down the time that you applied the tourniquet on here, and that's what you use the pin for. I started carrying this kit for more serious injuries when I was advised by our safety director at the Circuit of Americas as a flag marshal that we needed to take a little bit more responsibility for administering first aid in the case of a major accident. Not to the drivers, because the rescue crew would come out right away to get them, but for our marshals in the stand with us. This package has tourniquets. It's got major bandages that will help stop bleeding. We just apply the bandage and pressure, and it can help stem the flow of bleeding. So I started carrying this then. The next thing I want to show you is in this crash. In this crash that you're looking at, the driver suffered amputation. He was bleeding profusely from his femoral arteries that's down coming out of your leg. And the first EMTs on the scene did not have any tourniquets, so they couldn't really stop the bleeding. The quick thinking EMT pulled off his belt, wrapped it around the driver's legs, squeezed it tight, and was able to stop the bleeding, saving that driver's life. So this kind of a first aid kit, which I always carry in my truck, can help you in case of an accident. It may save somebody's life. Now, I think something like that couldn't happen to you. Well, let me tell you about my brother. A couple of years ago, he was riding his motorcycle north on Highway 89, just south of Missoula, Montana. And a deer jumped over a guardrail that he was passing right in front of his motorcycle. He struck the deer head on, right in the center of the deer. He flew over the handlebars and the windshield of the motorcycle. He broke his clavicle, he broke his scapula, he broke several ribs. He had gravel rash all up and down his body from skidding along the asphalt. His friend, who was behind him, immediately got on the phone, called 911. It took 20 minutes for the ambulance to get there and began treating him. So I'm not saying that's going to happen to you, but it could happen to anyone. You may be the next car passing by. Take a look at this video. This was me driving in South Carolina, and the car ahead of me just suddenly swerved off the road. We don't know why. If he wrecks and has an accident and becomes unconscious, I could have been the first person there. Well, the next thing you have to worry about is fire. If you have a fire in your camper, you might find you have one of these itty-bitty fire extinguishers. This might be good to put out a fire in your wastebasket. It's not going to really buy you very much time if you need to extract somebody out of a burning car. So I went out and got myself a bigger fire extinguisher. You can see here the size difference. So this thing is about 3 times the size of the small one, maybe 4 times. This could buy you some time. All you're trying to do is get enough time to extract a person from a burning vehicle. And that person may be strapped in their seatbelt, windows up, doors locked, car's on fire, they're unconscious. You got to knock the fire back just enough for you to get that person out. So you want to have a reasonable size of fire extinguisher. So if somebody's in the car, they're unconscious, windows are up, the seatbelts are on, doors are locked, what are you going to do? You have to have a tool like this. On one hand, it has a hammer. Use a hammer to break the window. Before you break the window, it has this light. You can look inside if it's dark, and you can see if somebody's in there. They're in there, you're going to break the window with the hammer part. Then you're going to flip it over, and inside this little hook is a razor blade. You're going to hook the seatbelt and slice it right across so that it can be taken off the person and you can get them out of the car. Break the window, open the door, slice the seatbelt, pull them out. In under 30 seconds, you can have an unconscious person out of a burning car. This is a nice little tool. It has magnets on the bottom. It has a light. It has a flashlight. You can go to a blinky red light if you want. So the only thing is it's kind of lightweight for use as a hammer. So what I like to carry is this device. This device has a thing like a center punch. So you just push that against the corner of the glass. And as this goes in, it's got a powerful spring that you push back, and then it gets released with a sharp edge and punctures the glass and shatters that. Once you're inside, you open the door, and then you can pull out your seatbelt cutter. And you can see it's a hooked blade. It's got a much larger opening than the other one if you wanted to compare the two. So this one here is going to make it easier for you to grab a hold of the seatbelt and cut it. So I prefer this one. It has a lock mechanism on it. So then to get this to fold back in, I need to release the lock, and then it folds in. It's easy to flip out with this tab here on it. You can flip it out with your thumb, and you can put it back in. On the other side, it has a regular knife. On the other end, it has an LED light. This LED light is used more for kind of shining in someone's eyes to see if their pupils dilate, so you can tell if they're conscious or unconscious. It's not as useful a flashlight as this guy is, but it does have a purpose. and the battery stays alive a lot longer than the other one. So, fire, you want to have a vehicle fire. This is small. You're going to use it up right away. Carry a large one. These can be refilled, and that will buy you more time. A third method to fight a fire if you're inside your camper is one of these fire blankets. If you have a fire on the stove or on your gas grill or something, I would just recommend getting one of these fire blankets because you can quickly pull it out, throw it over the fire. It's going to starve the fire for oxygen, and then you can turn the gas off or whatever. Once the fire's out, you can clean up your mess. Have you ever had a flat tire while you're rolling down the interstate and wondering where you're going to get off to be able to change that tire before the tire disintegrates and tears up your camper? So have I. Let me show you what I do. The first thing I do is I pull over on the shoulder and get as safely off the road as I can. I go into the back of my truck and I get my high visibility vest on first thing. I want to be seen. I've got my flashers on, but you know, people kind of don't pay attention to those things when they're going down the highway. So I've got a high visibility vest. I'm moving. I maybe use my hat to wave people into the other lane if they're able to do that. Then I'm going to go get my warning signs and I'm going to put those out. So let me show you a couple different warning signs. So this is a lightweight plastic warning sign here. It comes in one piece. You snap it together, rotate this around, and now I can put this on the road out behind my car or truck or trailer. It's got reflective sides. It's got the triangle, which means slow moving or stopped vehicle. The only thing is it's so light. I would never use this on the highway, but what I would do is use this hook, roll down your window a little ways, and set this on the side of your car, hanging on the window in this hook right here. So let me show you how that might work with a clipboard. So I just hang it on there, right on the window, and that would give a little bit of extra visibility to my vehicle. Now I keep this in the back of my camper. This is a Safety Light 711 warning triangle flare kit. It is really heavy. The reason it's heavy is because you don't want the wind from passing cars and trucks to blow these things over. So let's take it out. Similar construction to the other, just a lot more weight. So they unfold, and then you can lock them together, rotate this around, and now I can set this on the highway, and it has sort of a two-tone color. You've got the big orange, but you've also got the reflective red if it's night. And this black piece is a very heavy piece of iron or metal of some kind, and it will keep your sign from blowing over. So you get 3 of these in your kit, and I always carry this with me in my RV when I'm traveling. Now this is one step up from the big heavy reflectors. This is a magnetic safety light. You can put it on your bumper of your car or your trailer or the tailgate of your truck. It'll hang there magnetically, and then it's going to flash to let approaching drivers know to please move to the other lane. I got this about a year ago at the Tow Truck Museum in Chattanooga, Tennessee. It was only $10 there. It came with batteries. I got to say, it's probably one of the best bargains I've ever got. I really like this. It's plastic, LED, battery powered. You magnetically attach it to your car, your RV, or your trailer, or the back of your truck. It has 4 magnets on the back here to attach it. It can flash, it can be constant or off, and really gets drivers' attention. I like this, and I think it's a bargain at $10. One other feature of this one, as you can see, it has the little L-shaped hook. You could hook it on the window of your car, roll it down just a little bit, and you can hook it on either the right or left window. It's got opposing hooks. So if I wanted to put it on my left side, I'd turn it this way, and it would be out to my left at the driver's side. And if I wanted to put it on the right side, I could do it this way with this hook, and it could be out the right side. Stay safe LED flashing light. These are 4 tools that can help you recover from minor or major emergencies on the road. First aid kit. I have two. I have one for minor injuries, one for more major injuries. Fire extinguisher. You need to have a pretty big one if you're going to really do any good with it. Carry a fire blanket. I put that in the kitchen, and we use that if we're cooking. In case there's a fire, we can throw that blanket over it very quickly. Glass breaker and a seatbelt cutter. That's to get somebody out of the car. If there's an accident, they're locked in, their windows are up, they may be unconscious. You need to help get them out. Finally, some safety protective equipment for yourself. Get that high-vis vest that you can wear so that people can see you. Get those safety signs, those triangles that you can put out behind you. And I like the lighted flashing arrow. I'm a sucker for anything with an LED in it, I guess. Hope you never have to use any of these safety tools. But if you do, it's better to have them with you than to wish you had them with you. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later.